So the NBA media finds themselves in a very interesting predicament when it comes to Kyrie Irving. And that's due to the fact that they spent the past few seasons discrediting him. And that's because he decided to push back on a few things, not necessarily what he's done on the court. Strike one was going up against LeBron James back when he was in Cleveland, which is someone who has a lot of power within the NBA media. I should really say the overall media when it comes to his image. And that's because he's one of Nike's major assets. So he pissed off that machine that's behind LeBron. Strike two was rebelling against the Boston Celtics, which is something I've always let it be known, is that most of the NBA media is Boston based or has some sort of affiliation. A lot of the beat writers, a lot of the media pundits have a lot of ties to that place. So once you offend that team, you're going to have a lot of arrows being thrown at you. And strike three would be him going up against the Jab in 2020. As a native New Yorker and someone who understands the Northeast, there's a particular ideology when it comes to that particular subject. And if you do not agree, there is a certain demographic that believes you should be stripped of your livelihood or your personal credibility, regardless of what you've done. And this ideology is also taken up in the West Coast, especially in that Bay Area. Matter of fact, there's another thing he actually done. I know there's no strike four, but goddamn, Kyrie, man. He made some religious statements, which is a big no-no, especially for a public figure in a league that's trying to appeal itself globally to everybody. So Kyrie definitely has a number of strikes against him, and he's had a lot of arrows being thrown his way throughout the years. And the way the media in the past few years has discredited Kyrie has had an effect on the perception of his basketball career, very similar to Dwight Howard. You see, with Dwight Howard, his public perception has gotten so bad, the way he's been painted in the media, that he did not make the NBA All-75. Instead, we've seen Damian Lillard take his place, which was very questionable to begin with. I say all these things to get to my point of why Kyrie has gotten looked over for the upcoming Olympic team. And WNBA Hall of Famer and former Olympian Cheryl Swoops actually gives insight to why Kyrie got skipped over. But before we get to that, let's take a look at what Kyrie Irving had to say about the media portraying his image. And keep in mind, this is after the undeniable playoff success with Luka.
I wish my brothers well, and I just didn't fit into this team, and I think the deliberation process was a tough one. But again, I have nothing but respect for those guys over at USAB. At this point in my career, I think my focus should be on winning the championship and, in the summertime, just going to support those guys when I get a chance. I grew up in a time, too, I wanted to say this, I grew up in a time, too, where we actually had to try out for USAB, and we did meet up as a group and as peers, and there was a mutual respect that we earned from one another and trying out and then seeing what five meshed well. So I think obviously the timing's a little bit different. I kind of miss those days of just being able to get everybody together, break bread, and then compete against one another. And then the deliberation process happens at the end of like the 4 days or 5 day process, even though people know who's going to be on the team. You know what I'm saying? So I miss that fun part of it, of just getting together. But I wish my brothers well. I think if you look at some of the guys on our team, we've dealt with a lot of naysayers, a lot of critics, a lot of noise, just like other teams, but I think specifically with us. Somehow I was called a chaos agent for a little bit, and there was this narrative that I'm a locker room cancer, and all these things that ended up becoming just these run-a-show media pundits, and I didn't want to be the butt of anyone's joke, and I don't mind being the butt of anyone's jokes, but not at the expense or consequence of my teammates' success and our success as an organization. So I've just taken, a lot of hits, learned how to hit back, learned how to protect myself, learned how to protect my brothers and my sisters, and keep the main thing.
It's good to see Kyrie making a lot of peace with himself. But once again, the media is going to have to find a smooth way of transitioning to relaying to the audience that Kyrie and Luka is actually doing their thing. And one of the reasons of the success is because of Kyrie. They cannot overlook that. So they're trying to find a more subtle way to begin to get in the good graces of Kyrie. It's a very interesting dance sometimes the NBA media does when trying to debunk certain narratives that they already created. Keep in mind that the Olympics for the NBA is a huge marketing campaign for some of their athletes. And that formula that was used in the Barcelona Olympics with Michael Jordan, has proven to be very effective on putting the basketball game on a global stage. So this is a major marketing opportunity for the NBA as well as Nike. And they need everyone who represents Team USA to not only be universal global figures, but also attached to a certain sponsor, whether it be Nike, Adidas, or any other mega large international corporation. But now we're going to hear from two players who have an understanding of the Olympic process. Former Olympian Cheryl Swoops and also Gilbert Arenas, who tried out for Team USA, but was kind of kept off the team because of political reasons. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
This point was with Kawhi not being a question mark and Joel, would they put Kyrie?
It was just, I'm just too open roster. But Kenyon, a few months ago when the initial pool of players was announced, you said Kyrie wouldn't be on the team because of potential backlash.
I didn't say he wouldn't be on the team. I said there would be a conversation that would be had
Yeah, a conversation about
on making that decision whether he would or would not. Grant Hill and them, I'm pretty sure, had the conversation.
Yeah.
And to Kyrie's point, he didn't fit in on this team because of certain things, right?
Kyrie's not on the team because of his talent.
I said it had nothing to do with basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
On this very couch where I get ridiculed all the time that Kyrie is a better basketball player than Luka, and that's my personal fucking opinion, which I'm entitled to, but it has nothing to do with his skill set and what he can do in between that 94-50. Has nothing to do with it. They had a conversation within the USAB committee. A conversation was had. Is Kyrie one of the best 12 basketball players in the? Yeah.
Without question.
Without controversy, absolutely. Whenever that controversy was and what it entailed with it, it's bigger than we probably could think of, is what I was saying at the time, right? And for him to come out and say what I didn't fit into.
I don't fit with this team.
I don't fit with this team. That's all I was saying, right?
But do you think he truly believes that, or is he just trying to say the right thing?
No, he thinks that, and this was the conversation that was had.
I think he believes
How much attention is Kyrie Irving going to draw from USA basketball during the Olympics? It's a conversation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because he is himself. He is Kyrie Irving.
Yes.
Right? And we know this.
Yes.
Right? Him walking around USA Village burning sage, people gonna be like, what the fuck is he doing? Right? I'm just saying that.
Get rid of the evil spirit.
Right? This is a thing,
Those are the
right?
reasons why he's not on the team.
So and that was and that was the point I was making, right? Damn what shoe he wearing. Damn, it don't matter when it comes down to this. It's not about the team he played for. It ain't about the NBA. It ain't about, it's about the brand of the Olympic USA. It's all this is about. And they don't want to do anything to tarnish that. And that's any other country. If anybody has had any controversy with steroids, domestic, anything about whatever controversy it is, they're from whatever country they're from, they would not be representing their country in the Olympics because that country don't want any negative publicity. This is supposed to be a happy time about sport and us celebrating our country. We don't want nothing negative behind it. That's just what it is. Like, and somebody brought up, we were listening to the Kobe thing. It had nothing to do, Kobe played, okay, cool, it had nothing to do with political nothing about people's race, religion, like none of that. It didn't. Much as people wanted to hate him and not to be on the Olympics, it had nothing to do with those things. In this day and age, and as sensitive as people are, and touchy at every subject.
I don't have a mic.
Dropped it.
I did, because he just,
So you agree, Cheryl?
100%.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, it's just, and my counterpart over here had a disagreement with me about it. We got into.
As to why he's not on the team?
Yeah, he said he would be because it had nothing to do with.
You said he would be on the team?
Gil argued me up and down this bit.
I think he 100% should be.
Yeah, and what he should be, that's two totally separate conversations.
So he's not on the team because of a tweet?
No, we don't know. That's
controversy behind it.
I mean,
I don't even think it's just a tweet.
It's the controversy that came
it's Kyrie being Kyrie, right? Like he's going to be who he is.
People want to ignore the fact that he missed games because of this shit. Like, this is the thing. It was a thing.
Yeah.
It ain't like it was swept up under the rug overnight.
Yeah.
Right? This was a real live situation where this man missed games because of it. And it wasn't his words. Right? So it was this real thing. The shit had legs. And all I'm saying, it was a conversation that was had. Look. And the conversation was...
And he stood behind, like, what he believed.
Like, she played in the Olympics, I did.
Yeah,
right?
like, it...
So she knows the things that's going on, right? She
agree.
Right-hand knowledge of everything that's going on within that Olympic shit. So it's just, that's what it is.
I think it's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it is. Definitely unfortunate.
Because if you're talking about taking the 12 best that we have to take and send to the Olympics, you can't say Kyrie should not be on that team.
Yeah.
So there's clearly another reason.
Yeah.
But like you guys said, those trials are fugazi anyway.
It is. They know who they taking, man. They showing up to get, like, just for the runs, because to get you playing against other high-level talent.
So if Kawhi and Joel are not healthy and don't play, who are the replacements?
That's a great question.
Jimmy Butler, Jason.
Well, isn't Jimmy hurt also?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown is on there.
Isn't Jimmy hurt right now too?
Yeah, he's MC 100, but I think he would.
Jaylen Brown, Paul George.
There's no line of succession.
Not right now.
That gets the Kyrie playing.
I don't think so. I personally don't think it's got nothing to do with basketball.
Does that stigma last forever, you feel like? Or
it's the last thing that he'll be available to play.
So it's fair to say that.
I don't think he'll be available to play in 4 years in the Olympics. Or he'll be on the tail end of it. I don't think it'll be even a conversation in 4 years for Kyrie to be on the Olympics.
Well, how old is Kyrie?
Yeah, you got all the new guards.
I guess
32 years old.
Melo Ball, you got
in 4 years.
This new crop of
he'll
guard.
be 36.
He won't be on the team in 4 years.
Yeah, so no, this is like, if he's not on this team,
this new crop of point
probably
guard.
done.
Yeah.
Like his...
Shit, it's the last of a lot of them players we finna see.
It should be.
Shit.
Well, what's this?
It should be.
It should be.
And if you want to add a veteran...
But why are they pointing him out like he was top running for that last spot?
No, just making it period, though. It wasn't even about the last spot, I don't think. It's just about making the team, period.
But there's at least, 4 guys that can be complaining that they didn't even get a chance.
True.
So that's what I'm saying. Why is the focus on him?
Just ask the question.
I think you just asked about it.
Just ask the question.
Halliburton, people are sitting there looking at why is he on the team?
Yeah, they asked the question, though. I think the question
because they
like somebody
should be on there.
Like Paul George.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of people that's
They probably asked him the question as well, but they didn't say anything controversial, so.
But why we keep using that as the narrative when we don't know that? Because you know he's the same religion. So I don't.
Who? Same religion as who? Who?
These guys don't want to say the words, man, but Kyrie is pro a certain side in the Middle East. And that's really what they're all afraid of. They're afraid of Kyrie coming in, wearing certain silks, wearing certain rags on his head, representing a certain side of the conflict in the Middle East. That's really what they're scared about. But even right here, nobody wants to say the word. Yeah, that algorithm is crazy, boy.
You lost me with that.
The people we're using as the excuse why he's not on the team.
But
I mean, we're using that as the excuse. We don't know until
we don't know
until they say that is the
They're
reason.
never going to say that.
I know. So it's right now it's just our opinion.
But can't we find out why?
Yeah.
Like why we cannot find out why?
You can't just ask.
Conversation between multiple people that was had.
You can ask.
They gonna
It's
say
gonna be
exactly
the
what
basketball stuff.
Grant Hill released that statement exactly what it. Look up the Grant Hill. I'm pretty sure there's somebody asked about Grant Hill's statement.
He ain't hit me back yet.
Who you asked?
He said,
What's the real reason? I mean, what is the reason? Was he not even considered? Did you have better guards? Like, what's the reason? They have a reason, instead of just guessing, I don't.
I think
we need to know every reason.
But that's not, even if we ask the reason, these two people on it and not these other people? Like, well, they fit better with us. We think we don't know.
That's the politically correct answer is the fit, right? Well, these two are on the team because they're the right fit for what we need, what we're looking for. But then when you ask the question about, well, why isn't this player on it?
Go get him on the balcony with a cigar
He wasn't on the
and
he was
glass
right
of wine number 4.5, and I guarantee you get a different answer.
Like even with like the 2004 with...
Go get him on
give him a little truth
on a balcony on a glass.
Get him where they got a cigar. We sitting on the balcony. We sitting with the fireplace lit in Phoenix, and we done had 2 bottles of red. Get the right answer, I guarantee you.
And that right answer is, hey, Kyrie not only had a fallout with Nike, who has major influence on Team USA basketball, but you got to be a universal global figure. They don't want any politics in their events, and Kyrie is pro a certain side in the Middle East. It is what it is at this point. And he also went against the jab, which is universally around the world. They want people to take that. America is one of the few superpowers in the world that actually didn't enforce their citizens to take that. So Kyrie in a way represents a lot of what the powers that be don't want their citizens sharing the same ideology. But these guys sound real uncomfortable. They all know what's the reasoning behind it. Gilbert Arenas seems like he was scared to shake up the algorithm by saying certain words. It is what it is. Oh man, but Kyrie puts the media in a very interesting place right now, especially with the success the Dallas Mavericks are having in these playoffs. I mean, how they're going to deny Kyrie at this point if he collects his second ring with Luka? It's a major possibility. But most importantly, when it comes to the Olympics, these guys got to be global figures. They got to be universal. They got to appeal to everybody. That's that Michael Jordan effect. There's a reason why MJ doesn't make any statements. He's almost become a prisoner of his own celebrity because he has to have that global appeal. Same thing for Obama, or same thing for any other global figure of that magnitude. You got to be universal and, for the most part, keep your opinions to yourself. And Kyrie definitely has always been opposite of that.